Hello everyone, welcome back to the Unity Expert channel. My name is Comet and today we're going to be teaching you how to set up a leveling bot for your Discord server. Today we're going to be choosing Arcane. We're going to show you how to set up Arcane and the leveling rewards and all that good stuff. Just make your server have more incentive to, discuss things and have conversations and just have activity in. First things, you're going to go to arcane.bot and you're going to press login. You're gonna authorize, and then you're gonna choose your server. I'm gonna choose FB for, the fish business server. Yep. Continue. Now, if you don't want Arcane to do anything except leveling, then you can turn off a few permissions like administrator, manage server, manage channels, stuff like that. All right, and now we are on the dashboard. Again, if you just want leveling, turn off everything else. This is because you don't need anything else enabled except for leveling. So go into the manage leveling, and these are all the options we have to play around with. Some of them are premium. So like, for example, turning message XP off is premium. Turning on voice XP is premium. Changing anything about reaction XP is also premium. So there's a lot of premium stuff, but for what it is, most of the things that you need are free. So we'll start off with the formula. Now, you don't need to change anything here. The formula is different. You can see it. We'll show you a screenshot of what these are on the screen right now, but I just keep it linear. The multiplier, I keep it 1. You can't change it anyway. Max at level is if you don't want anyone to reach higher than a certain level, like level 100, for example. You can set a max level. Usually I don't, because it keeps people incentivized to keep leveling up to reach like really weird numbers, like above 200, 300, 400, stuff like that. So I just keep this as unlimited, and then you don't change anything else here. The level up message, we're gonna have to add a new channel, bot commands. This is so people can start sending bot commands in here. So you're going to have to refresh if you created it after. Here we go. And we're gonna change this a little bit. We're gonna copy paste this into here. I did not copy paste the square bracket for some reason. There we go. And then we're gonna copy paste this into here. And then we can remove this. So what this does is once a person earns a new level, like reaches an actual reward role, so like reaches level 5 and then they get the role, they get mentioned with this message. At user has reached the specific level, user level. You've earned the name of the role. So this is just so they don't keep getting pinged over and over again every time they reach a new level, because that doesn't even matter anyway, unless you have a level role for every single level, like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. So this is just so once they reach level 10 and they get a role, it pings them. Lex role level is like 20. They get the once they reach level 20 and get the role that's for 20. We save this, and now we have role rewards, which means we have to go back to the server and create the roles. So you go roles and you start creating. So for example, we do beginner. And if you want, you can do something like this. Level 5, right? Permissions, you should clear all permissions if this is going to be a strictly aesthetic level roles. If you want to add specific permissions to them, then that's going to be different. But if you just want them to be just colored roles, you can just clear permissions. Go back to display, choose anything, any color, and always make sure that Arcane is above all the level roles, because otherwise Arcane would not be able to give it out. We do this, do intermediate, level 15, and then we move intermediate above, and then we set another color, so like maybe this one, and then we do moderate, for example. Again, you can name these whatever you want. You can even make it themed, like based on whatever theme your server follows. And we'll make one last one. It's gonna be like expert, for example. Expert talker. Level 50. These are just examples. You can add way more if you want. I'm just gonna do the 4 just to show you how it works. There you go. Put this up here. So we go back, refresh, go down, and we select one. Level 5, beginner, level 5. Boom, we added level 5 as a beginner role. Also, remove stack rewards unless you want people to have every single level reward once they get it. So for example, if they reach level 15 that we have, if they reach level 15, they'll have this one and this one. If you just want them to have the level role that they're at currently, remove this. This is not needed. Then we go to intermediate, we add 1, add, and then we do moderate, we add 2, add, and then we go to this, and we add 50. Boom. save, and that's it. First place role, this is basically so every 24 hours someone can get a specific role in your server for being the top of the leaderboard or the highest level. For premium, you can update it hourly. For free, you can update it once a day, so every 24 hours. So you can just choose any role. Again, make sure it's under the Arcane role so it can provide it, and then they just, whoever has the highest role gets this role once a day. XP boosters, these are so people are more engaged in talking in the server. Like for example, you can have a channel boosters where they get a boost in XP in a specific channel that they talk in or send messages in. You can have a role boosters, which you can only have one if you're a free user, and usually that would be the server booster role. So whenever someone boosts your server with Nitro, you can have the server booster role give them a percentage of boost, like a plus 10% XP boost. This is a great way to give, you know, server boosters an incentive to boost the server. A lot of servers have like issues with finding out what perks to give them, and this is a great way to give them perks. So we'll go through them. Stack boosters, that's if you want to have, for example, role boosters plus channel boosters, they'll have like 10-10, it'll be 20% boost. If you just want them to have the highest boost percentage applied, you can just turn this off. Vote reward, you can't turn this off. So if they vote for Arcane, they get a boost. Effort booster, this is really nice if you want to have an extra boost if people are putting effort in their messages and not just sending LOL and LMAO or some shit like that. So you just, depending on the words you want, the amount of words, you set this, the amount of images, you set this, and then you put in how much boost percentage you want. You should not go over like 25, maybe 20%, because then people will just blow through your level rolls really, really quickly. So usually I'd keep this at like 15% if they do this. Role boosters, obviously, I don't have one. I don't have a server booster role, but let's just use Arcane as an example. I'd give them like 25, 20 at booster role. It says Arcane here, but again, you would choose your server booster role, but I don't have one since it's just a test server to show you guys how to implement this. Channel boosters, like for example, you want a 15% boost if they're talking in general instead of off topic and stuff like that. So you do 15, select the channel, general, add booster, boom. They get 15% boost in general. They get a 20% boost if they're a server booster. Ignore the fact that this says Arcane. And they get a 15% boost if they have effort in their messages, like more than 25 words, more than 3 images, stuff like that. And if I don't want them to stack 15, 20, and 15, making 50% boost, I can just remove this and they'll just get the 20% boost if they're a server booster, or 15% if there's effort, or if they're talking in general. But I keep this on. If people want to stack them, they can stack. If you don't want this on, you can just turn it off. Weekly and monthly highlights, which is in beta right now. If I remember, yep, this is a premium feature. This is not. So you can post the top 10 most active members of the past week to the channel of your choice. Again, better incentive to actually talk on the server. People can see their name on a leaderboard in some channel, and you know, it's good engagement. You can have like a new channel here, like, oh, a weekly level leaderboard. Correctly, something like this, and then we can send it in here every single time. You have to refresh, obviously, because you just made the channel. Weekly highlights. Nope, that's welcome rules. There we go. Now every week, top 10 most active members of the past week will be sent to this channel. You can customize this, only this. Everything else is premium, but you can customize the color of the progress bar to be something else, like this, or this, for example. Boom, safeguard. That's it. I don't know why it's not updating though. There we go. Okay, and yeah, go back. We have XP management. So these settings can only be managed by the server owner. XP and resetting XP requires the managed server permission. If you don't want anyone with the managed server permission to have access to these, like resetting the XP or giving XP to someone, you can just lock them. So now only the server owner can mess around with these commands. And usually I would suggest to do this because no one with managed server permission needs these XP commands. Realistically, you might be able to give this, right? You know, have some people, like a moderator wants to give like, you know, gifts and stuff to, I don't know. I don't really know the use case for this other than like just giving XP to someone because maybe they left the server and their XP got reset, stuff like that. But I usually just keep both of these locked. There's no reason for us, like managed server permission, to have these. Vanity, if you want to change the leaderboard vanity. So for example, I want mine to be fish business leader. LB, for example, leaderboard. So now once you go to the leaderboard, it's going to have this at the end of the URL. Auto reset, should Arcane reset user level and XP if they leave the server? Statistics will not be reset. So if someone leaves the server, like for example, they get kicked, they get banned, or they just leave by themselves, their XP and level might go back to 0. If you want their XP and level to be saved, you can turn that off. If you want them to go back to 0, you can turn this on. Either way, you can reset people's XP yourself with a command, but this is just going to be an automatic thing if you want it and if you don't. XP restrictions, set up who and where your members can earn XP in your server. So you can toggle this to have XP only channels or no XP channels. Now, if you want, for example, oh, I don't want people in bot commands and media to get XP because you're just sending random messages, right? I can toggle this, go to media, and then go to, let's just do this, for example. Now, when people send messages in either of these channels, they don't get any XP. Even the XP boosts don't apply because there's no reason to have people earn XP in media or fish sales, for example, right? If you think that they should, again, customize this however you like. No XP roles. This is in case you want to, punish some people. You see people like XP farming by just spamming messages or repeating the same message multiple times to get more XP. You can create a new role that says no XP, for example, and then you can select it here so they don't have any XP. Thread XP, this is just in case you want people to earn XP in private threads, forums, text and voice, which are, these channels, open chat, the text channels that belong to the voice channels themselves. They can earn XP in here as well if you want it to be enabled. And slash command XP, should members earn XP when running slash commands by any bot. This is turned off by default. You can turn it on, but usually slash commands don't contribute to the conversation, so you can just keep this disabled. Now we can go back. And then this I would turn off. Slash commands are much better because you can customize where people can use them. I'll show you how in a second. And prefixes, they're just outdated now after slash commands. Everyone just uses slash commands. I think this is much better. If you want to keep this turned on, you can. But yeah, let's show you how to customize where people can use slash commands. So we go here, go into here, settings. We go to integrations, we go down, and then we go to Arcane, we manage. For example, if you want people to just be able to use commands in the bot commands channel, you add a channel, you find bot commands, add it, and then X all channels. There we go. Now people can only use the commands in bot commands. Now, if you want people to only use commands relating to the leveling, there we go. Reset level, they need server permissions. So these ones need server permissions. Avatar, you add everyone, then X, save, and then ban, add everyone, X, save. And then you do this for all of them except the ones relating to the leveling. So like LB, leaderboard, level, rank, rewards, other stuff. You can run the commands yourself, see which ones you like to have enabled for people to use, stuff like that. Like for example, server info, some people like to have it enabled for people in case they want to run it and see what the server's about, stuff like that. So you go through each one, add everyone, and then exit and then save so that no one can use the roles that you override. And whichever commands are enabled, they can run in bot commands only. That's why slash commands are more integrated now and more used than prefixes. So now let's show you how the bot actually works. I'm gonna try to type rank. Of course, this is going to work as I'm a server owner, so I can bypass the restrictions of not being able to use them in general. But if you were a normal member, then you won't be able to use it. So if I do rank, I have 24 XP. If I go, for example, to fish sales and type a message and then do rank again, I only have 24 XP because this is a no XP channel. If I go to general, I type something, then I do rank. After waiting a little bit, it gave me 30 XP for this message. It took a while. Sometimes it takes a while to update, but it is working. It gave me between the 15 and 40. I got 30 from it. So, yep. But again, if I type in here, it does not give me any or in here, it does not give me any. So let's go here. Let's do, for example, rank. Now, again, we see 54. All right. Let's do, for example, rewards. Boom. At level 5, you get this. At level 15, you get this. 25, 50. So this is nice so people can just see the rewards and the order of them. Because sometimes people just have the name of the role itself, not like, oh, the levels right here. So it's good to know to see which ones you get at which levels. We can do leaderboard. So we have leaderboard or LB to view the top 10 users and get a link to the online leaderboard. They both do the same thing. Type can have XP, voice reactions monthly and weekly. But if you just do the normal one, it just shows you top 10 in general. Now we have 1, right? Overall XP, The voice time, this didn't work because you have premium for that, so it doesn't work to use unless you have premium. Weekly, and you can press to view the entire leaderboard, which again has Fish Business LB since we added it ourselves here. Right here, you press visit site. I have this XP 54. You can reset for specific accounts here and reset the statistics. I have 14 from messaging, null from reactions, and null from voice. And my level is currently 0. And you can also see the role rewards here, level 5, level 20, 5, 15, all that stuff. And you can reset the leaderboard. So we go back here and we can try now some other ones. Level, member, you can see specific member levels, and then you can add, for example, XP add me, and then we add 500 XP. So we got to level 3. Let's add a little bit more XP, add, and we add another 500. Level 4, and then XP again, add speed 1000. Now I'm level 6. Now if I text anywhere and it updates, it should send a message. But I think it might be a little bit glitchy because I was adding XP to myself. But if once you do get to the appropriate level, it will send a message that you earned the XP and stuff. But I think it's just being a little bit iffy right now because of the fact that I was adding XP to myself. But there you go. I got beginner level 5. If I do add XP, siege, and then we'll do some abhorrent rumble like this. Oh, okay, there we go. You have an XP limit of 100. But yeah, now we should check the rank. There we go. Level 6, XP 104, 675, and then first rank in the server. And that's basically everything you need to know. You need any more assistance, I suggest looking at the documentation. We'll have it linked down below, but this will give you the gist of everything you can do with Arcane's leveling bot. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to record more for you guys and just explain more stuff. We have a lot more ideas coming. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.